Kids waiting.
Hello.
Just kidding.
Yes.
Everyone does.
Well,
What? One of you has to help her. Hi guys. What am I doing? There we go. Is that Evelyn? Yep. Morning, Jennifer. Oh, it's morning, not morning. JK, afternoon. Super sorry about that. Hey, Evelyn. Hey, Jade. Ooh, Jade looked like she was outside. Are you outside, Jade?
No.
Oh, it looked like when your picture flashed out, it looked like you were outside. I was kind of jealous there for a minute. How's everyone doing so far? Good? Good. I know we're going to be a little bit smaller today because there's an AP Calc test, I think, right? Has anyone been able to get outside and do, I know. How did you guys celebrate Mother's Day with your moms? We'll wait just a couple more minutes, see if anybody else logs in. What did you guys do to celebrate your moms? Angelina's laughing. What did you do, Angelina?
That's probably because we didn't do too much. But it was like, I don't know, we got her like a new phone.
That's a big deal.
I had to help her like set it up and everything. She didn't know how to do it, so.
I mean, you know, sometimes moms, we need help. That's a thing. How about the rest of you guys? How'd you celebrate your moms?
I made some like watercolor bookmarks.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I didn't realize how artistic you were.
I'm really not that like artistic. I just like started doing watercolor
Did
for
you
like quarantine.
get out? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because I got your card and I opened it up and I was like, what? I didn't-
Yeah, that was fun. I like doing that.
Yeah, that was very cool. Very cool. Evelyn, let me guess. You at least cleaned your room for your mom.
It's like semi-clean right now. No, Isaac and I bought her a new phone. So
The gift that keeps on giving.
yep.
Sarah, what about you?
I made my mom dinner.
What did you make?
Chicken cordon bleu and chicken Kiev.
That's super
But the
fancy.
the pre-made stuff.
Oh.
Like we got it from Sundix. I didn't make it.
I got you. I mean, you could have left that detail out, but that's still super fancy. Jennifer, what about you?
Me and my brothers combined gifts. So I made the chocolate covered strawberries. Antonio bought the flowers, and then my little brothers made a card. So
Nice. Perfect. Jade, what about you?
I like went and got groceries and I made my mom this avocado dip that she really, really likes, and I did a bunch of chores and stuff.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, well, I think we're going to get started, and then if anyone jumps in, we'll just add them too, but I knew today was going to be a little bit smaller. Sorry, my kids are trying to do stuff around the house right now. Okay, so everyone can see my screen, yeah? Is that yes? Okay, head nods are good. I'll work with the head nod or a thumbs up. Either one works well. Okay, hold on. I gotta move you guys over here a little bit. So we'll do a little bit of review today, and then we'll read the next 40 lines or so. And tonight there's not as many comprehension questions. There's, I think, maybe 3. Again, I'm really just trying to give you guys some balance with things. So because of the fact that we'll be on here for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I wanted to make sure that we didn't have like another 25 or 30 minutes to do after that. Okay? All right. So, recuerden que estas son los personajes principales. Visitación de una muchacha indígena quien trabaja para la familia Buendía. José Arcadio Buendía, quien es el dueño de la casa y el fundador del pueblo Macondo. Hoy vamos a conocer un personaje quien se llama Aureliano, y Aureliano es el padre de José. Úrsula es la esposa de José. Rebeca es una niña de la familia, que la familia adoptó. Y recuerda que cuando está nerviosa siempre come la tierra. Okay. Pilar Ternera, una mujer con poderes místicos. Y Melquiades no vamos a conocerlo hoy, pero vamos a conocerlo el jueves. Oh, Jade, you raised your hand. Yes.
Can you let Kaylee in?
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. That's super funny because I didn't get a notification. Yes, thank you. All right, let's make sure that she gets in. Hey, Kaylee, sorry about that. All right, I will keep trying to check on that. All right, very good. Good to have you here, Kaylee. Okay. Entonces, not ayer, that was jueves, right? Vamos a repasar la información del jueves pasado. Entonces, ¿cómo reaccionó Visitación al ver Rebeca despierta? Remember that? She was sitting in the corner of the room, and then how did Rebecca react to that? Jade, you have your hand up still? Oh. Nope.
Oh, no, sorry. I don't know how to turn that off.
I think I can turn it off. I got it. I think that's on me. No worries. How did Rebecca react when she saw, or how did Visitación react, sorry, when she saw Rebecca sitting in the corner of the room?
She kind of like freaked out because she saw the like signs of the like plague in like Rebecca's like eyes and stuff.
Yeah, right, because she was like sitting in that rocking chair, sucking her thumb in her eyes. They said looked like cat eyes in the night. Okay, número 2, ¿se preocupa José Arcadio? When Visitación shared this news with him, what was his reaction? Was he worried about it?
He like thought it was made up.
Mm-hmm. And why? Do you remember why? He kind of did. He thought it was something that was made up because why? Does anyone remember that?
Like a superstition of like the indigenous people.
Yep, perfect. Oh, hold on, I got all kinds of people coming up. Okay, describe la evolución de el olvido. So do we remember kind of what those steps were or how it kind of developed? Hey, Nate.
Hi.
Okay, let's go back over those. Let me grab, because those are going to be important to us today as we kind of like round out the fragment that we're going to read today. So, okay, so we're going to kind of go through it again. Pero la India les explicó que lo más temible de la enfermedad del insomnio no era la imposibilidad de dormir, pues el cuerpo no sentía cansancio, remember? So it's not that it wasn't that you couldn't sleep, it was that your body didn't feel tired at all, right? And then it just kind of evolved towards this el olvido, the forgetfulness. So it says, quería decir que cuando el enfermo se acostumbraba a su estado de vigilia, empezaban a borrarse de su memoria los recuerdos de la infancia. So that's the first thing they forget, right? Are your childhood memories. Luego, el nombre y la noción de las cosas. So first, you forget your childhood memories. Second, you forget the name and the purpose of things. Por último, la identidad de las personas. So next, you forget like who other people are. And then, aún la conciencia del propio ser hasta hundirse en una especie de idiotez sin pasado. So first, you're going to forget, excuse me. First, you're going to forget memories from your childhood. Second, you're going to forget the name and the purpose of things. Third, you're going to forget the identity of people around you. And then lastly, you're going to basically forget who you are. And then it talks about, again, going into this like idiotes. We don't have a great translation to English for that one, other than like, it's just this utter, like the only way I can describe it is like this utter sense of stupidity. Like you clearly have no idea who you are, what anything around you is. So those are those steps. Does anyone have questions about them at all? Those will be really important today as we go through the chunk that we're going to go. So we kind of already answered number 4. What is the worst part of it? It's that olvido, okay, that just totally forgetting about everything. And then, ¿qué hace Úrsula para proteger la familia? So what did she say, or what did she do? Jose Arcadio was like, this is not really that big of a thing, but what did she decide to do anyways with to protect the family?
She took Rebecca out of the room of the children.
Yep, right. They took her back out. And then was she successful? Did that keep everyone else from getting it?
No.
No, right? And so that's what we're going to pick up with and read about today. All right. So I think what we will do is I will read and then ask for you guys to come up with the gist of it. Does that seem to work okay? All right. Al principio, nadie se alarmó. So we know right after the last thing that happened was that Ursula removes Rebecca as an attempt to stop like La Peste, but it doesn't work. Okay, so al principio, nadie se alarmó. Al contrario, se alegraron de no dormir.
They were happy that they didn't sleep. Like they weren't alarmed at first.
Yeah, right. They weren't alarmed. They were super happy that they couldn't sleep. Porque entonces había tanto que hacer en Macondo que el tiempo apenas alcanzaba. So they were happy that they couldn't sleep because why? Había
There was like so much to do.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I think if you told parents this, maybe not right now during the quarantine, but like if parents could have maybe 3 days of like no sleeping and they could get all their stuff done, I think they would be down with it. Right now, probably not so much. Entonces, trabajaron tanto que pronto no tuvieron nada más que hacer y encontraron a las 3 de la madrugada con los brazos cruzados, contando el número de notas que tenía el valse de los relojes.
That they worked too much.
Mm-hmm.
That like soon they didn't have nothing else to do. And so
Yep.
like they found themselves like at 3 in the morning, like with like their arms crossed, just not knowing what to do.
Yeah, right. Not knowing what to do. And then he uses that image of counting the notes of the waltz. And when he uses the word waltz, he means he's referring to the dance. But he's basically sitting there counting the ticks of the clock, right? So bored, like, okay, we've done it all. Now what? Los habitantes de Macondo trataron de impedir la contaminación de los extranjeros por la peste. Impedir quiere decir, obvio, es casi un cognado, quiere decir to impede or to stop.
They wanted to stop the contamination of the plague to like people who weren't from the town.
Yep, perfect, awesome. Extranjeros is that word for like foreigners. Les quitaron las campanillas de los chivos. Chivos son como cabras, okay, cabras, goats, y se las colgaron a los cuellos de los visitantes. So what did they decide they were going to do as a way to stop the contamination of extranjeros?
Like they took like the little like bells that like they had on the little like chivos and put
Mhm.
them on the people visiting the
Right.
place, or like the
Perfect.
strangers, to know
Yeah.
who's not from there.
Yep, perfect. So what they decided is, well, the way that we're going to identify strangers is that we are going to take the bells off the necks of the goats and we are going to hang them around the necks of the visitors. Todos los forasteros o extranjeros que por aquel tiempo recorrían las calles de Macondo tenían que sonar, which is to ring, sonar su campanita para que los enfermos supieran que estaba sano. So why did they make the forasteros or the extranjeros wear those campanitas?
Like so they can like ring them when they're feeling better.
Casi, you're on the right track. So they ring them. Estaba sano is the expression like to be of good health. So they're ringing them. Why? Not when they're feeling better, but to let what?
Oh, to let like the people know.
Yep, right. So to let the sick and infected people know that they're healthy. So like have this image of a town, okay, where the people who are coming in from the outside have these bells around their necks. Number one, crazy right there. Number two, they're walking around like ringing the bells like, hey, I'm the healthy one here, peeps. Make sure that you know that, right? That's how they're doing this. Okay. So remember we have to remember that unlike Continuidad de los Parques, where we had that like, where does the fantasy end and reality begin? In this one, we are clearly dealing with an exaggeration of events. Okay, like could you literally imagine walking in downtown, insert name of whatever town you are right now, right? And healthy people, instead of wearing a mask, are wearing a bell and you're ringing it as you're walking around town to let everyone know. So to kind of like put that in a modern day thing, that's kind of what they're looking at. It's kind of a little ridiculous. No, you're not done, because I'm sure you still have algebra. Sorry, I'm talking to my son. Algebra, combined work. My son is telling me he's done with his work for the day. All right, here we go. No se le permitía comer ni beber nada durante su estancia. Entonces, esto es para los extranjeros. Los extranjeros no pudieron comer ni beber nada mientras estaban en Macondo, pues no había duda que la enfermedad solo se transmitía por la boca.
Visitors weren't allowed to eat or drink because there wasn't a doubt that it wasn't transmitted by mouth.
Right, yep. Y todas las cosas de comer y de beber estaban contaminados. So they didn't know. So they just said, here's the deal. This could be transmitted by mouth. So you just can't eat or drink anything while you're here. En esa forma se mantuvo la peste circunscrita. That's kind of like circled in al perímetro de la población. So they did this as a way to maintain what?
Like a perimeter of like where the disease is.
Right? Yep, as an attempt to kind of control where it is. Tan eficaz fue la cuarentena que llegó el día en que la situación de emergencia se tuvo por cosa natural. Tan eficaz fue la cuarentena que llegó al día en que la situación de emergencia se tuvo por cosa natural. What's the gist of this?
That like it became kind of like a normal thing. Like the quarantine just like became something really known by everyone, that it just like situations where like for like emergencies or people dying just became something normal, natural.
Yep.
I guess it wasn't that alarming anymore.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe that, right? So this quarantine that they created, all of the things they were putting in place was no longer something that was considered like this emergency. It was just what you had to do. All right. Y se organizó la vida de tal modo que el trabajo recobró su ritmo y nadie volvió a preocuparse por la inútil costumbre de dormir. What's the gist of this? So this just totally becomes the norm. They have to live their life. And so what else do we see about it or find out about it? So they decide to organize their life in such a way that nadie volvió a preocuparse por la inútil costumbre de dormir. So they didn't get worried about what?
So like it just became part of like their life, that like did they just not like go to sleep anymore?
Yeah, right? Like nobody's worried about it. Nobody can sleep. No big deal. Okay. Fue Aureliano, el papá de José, quien concibió la fórmula que había de defenderlos durante varios meses de las evasiones de la memoria. ¿Qué hizo Aureliano?
He created a cure.
Yeah, right. He comes up with this formula, as they say here, a formula that should help people not lose their mind and not kind of evolve into that el olvido. Okay. La descubrió por casualidad. Insomne experto, so he's like an expert in insomnia, por haber sido uno de los primeros, había aprendido a la perfección el arte de la platería. La descubrió por casualidad. Insomne experto, por haber sido uno de los primeros, había aprendido, oops, that's spelled wrong, aprendido a la perfección el arte de la platería. So how did he discover it? What is that? Por casualidad.
By chance.
Yep, by chance, by accident. Insomne experto. So he considers himself an insomnia expert, and why?
He was one of the first people to like be infected.
Yep, he was one of the first to be infected. Había aprendido a la perfección el arte de la platería. So what did he learn during the time of the quarantine? Kind of like Mary and her watercolors.
Something about art with silver.
Yeah, so what do you call that? What do you guys, what's that name? What's the name in English of someone old? We don't have these people really as much right now, but they work with silver. Like they're the ones that would like make the horseshoes and, oh my God, what is it? A blacksmith. Sorry, Nate. Okay, so he had all his time on his hands, and so he decided to study the art of being a blacksmith. They're working with silver. Un día estaba buscando el pequeño yunque que utilizaba para laminar los metales. Laminar would be like to put them together. Y no recordó su nombre. Oh, I spelled that wrong too. It should be recordó, chicos, not recordó. I was an exceptional speller this night, I guess. Un día estaba buscando el pequeño yunque que utilizaba para laminar los metales y no recordó su nombre. So what happened to him?
Like he couldn't remember the name of the anvil or whatever.
Yep. So one night he was going to he was going to do some metal work, and then he realized he couldn't remember that. You guys know what an anvil is, right? Yes, no? I should have put a picture of an anvil on this slide. An anvil kind of always makes me think of Looney Tunes. Like this big metal kind of steel block that they would use to work on the metals or work with the silver on it. Okay. Okay, so he's looking for this little yunque and he realizes he doesn't remember its name. Okay. So su padre se lo dijo Tas. Okay, so he named it Tas. Así estuvo seguro de no olvidarlo en el futuro. So he gives it this name Tas, which is just a random word. Okay, and why does he give it this name? Así estuvo seguro de no olvidarlo en el futuro.
So that he would forget like the name in the future.
Yep, so he just gives it this name so he doesn't forget what it is in the future. No se le ocurrió que fuera aquella, and this should be la primera manifestación del olvido, porque el objeto tenía un nombre difícil de recordar. So it doesn't occur to him that not knowing the name of the yunque is the first stage of the forgetfulness, right? Because he just felt that yunque was a hard name to remember. Okay? Pero a pesar de los esfuerzos, después de varias semanas, toda la familia y todo el pueblo se encontraron con insomnio. ¿Cuál es el gist?
Like all of the town got infected.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So no matter, so it says with that beginning line there, pero a pesar de los esfuerzos. So even in spite of everything they were trying to do, the town still became infected with the insomnia. Okay. Los habitantes de Macondo no consiguieron dormir, sino que estuvieron todo el día soñando despiertos. Oh, you guys. You know what this is? I'm the worst. Okay, so this slide is actually, disregard this. I thought this was going backwards in time. When I rolled over the slides, I didn't take this one out. So nice job, Senora. This is actually the last thing we read last time. Okay, so here are the preguntas de comprensión that you'll have. They are, al principio de la parte de hoy, cómo reaccionó la gente de Macondo a la peste o a no dormir. ¿Qué hace la gente de Macondo para proteger a los forasteros de la peste? Y entonces explica cómo el padre de José, Aureliano, okay, quien trabaja con la platería, ayudó a crear una fórmula para sobrevivir la evolución del olvido. Okay. So, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay. So what questions do you have for me of what we went through today? As soon as we're done here, I will post that I'll post that exact PowerPoint. I will edit it though to not have all the mistakes in it. I'll post that so you guys can answer those comprehension questions and then just upload it to Seesaw. Okay. What questions do you guys have for me?
I had a question about the last question. So it says like how he came up with it, right?
Yep.
Is that like by chance or casualidad?
Yep. So you can say he came up with it by chance, and then tell me what did he decide to do? Right. So he went to grab that little anvil, and he's like, oh, he couldn't remember the name. So then
so he just made up like a name.
Yeah,
okay.
He made up the name. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
Okay,
that's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question. Any other questions? Any other things I can clarify? No? Okay. Thursday when we meet, we will finish the chunk. We only have like 45 more lines or so. I will most likely not give you comprehension questions that night. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of go over everything in class and we'll do class. And then we'll just do those comprehension questions together. And then I'm going to explain to you what your final assessment is. I will post, so we'll go over what it is. I will post it on Friday and it'll be due by 1 o'clock on the day that we have the final exam. So you can submit it anytime between Friday the 15th and whatever the day is that we have our final together next week. Don't forget that we are going to have a Zoom class at 10 o'clock. No, wait, 10 o'clock? 11 o'clock on the day of our final. And that again is just going to be basically a way for me to check in with you guys one last time and then say our adioses until we get to see each other. Okay? Good? Okay. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and hang out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys same bad time, same bad channel on Thursday. All right? All right. See you guys later. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.